Hello then, welcome back to Roman Empire. Last time I went to the step of actually declaring a pretty big war. We're currently at war with Russia, with Bohemia, with Anna, with Denmark, and the Ottomans. The interface line say that they would be considered co-belligerent, but they wouldn't be able to call their own allies. Of course, since they couldn't call their own allies, that apparently made them non-co-belligerent. So I will probably be able to take some pieces of land, but well, I think I might just go for potentially here just making white pieces to make sure that I don't get Truces out forever, and then I can just take the maximum amount of land in the next war. Especially considering that all my, well, war friends in this case, I'll probably go for white peace with the Ottomans, because again they are a target that I will probably wage a lot of wars on, especially if I vassalize the Mamluks. Then we'll have to, well, a lot of course to take. We'll also of course eat the Ottomans just to make, again, nicer empire. In terms of Bohemia, they don't really have too much that I want. The sea nations of the Holy Roman Empire, of course, could be well to just take out right away. Denmark falls in under that jurisdiction, of course, so we'll have to see what we do with that. But basically, I will be trying to eat as much as I can, also from Russia, because of the simple fact that it's kind of hard getting into a war with Russia to begin with. So I think the goal here will be to actually take these 48,000 men and just try and force a peace, a rapid peace if you will, with the Ottomans. Again, if I can just get the Ottomans out of this, then I can fight the war while the truce runs down, and then I can basically wage war with them as any time I want. Also, once these guys are actually done with their duties, we're probably going to invade the Mamluks here in 92, basically as soon as we can. So that should be pretty straightforward. But with that in mind, we're just going to start this war here. We're going to do a lot of, again, quick sieges here, try and get Cleves, Hesse, Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Saxony, and basically the people that don't have anything I want out of the war first. So without further ado, I'll just start. If there's anything interesting happen, I'll show you, but I don't expect too many interesting things to be happening in the beginning. And I also think that my current military tech is good enough for me to deal with Russia on my own, especially considering that I'm 3 techs ahead of them, and that I do have pretty much superior military to begin with, so we'll have to see what we do there. Much suffering, should stay at home. Again, I don't really use merchants for anything right now, so that should be fine. The Savoy army has been, or has taken a pretty severe hit. So again, I'm just going to be focusing on sieging the capitals, and that should hopefully be enough to force the peace deals here that I am after. Now, I'll also be trying to do some rather rapid sieging to some degree, just again, taking some of the land out just at once. And again, I'll show you if there's any bigger battles. If not, then I'll probably just leave things as they are. We'll have to see. But I think I'll stick to 12,000 units here because it's simply easier to keep them under control rather than having smaller units running around. Now, my area actually turned out to be a pretty good general, 362. Those are not crappy stats. Those are actually pretty good stats. So we're going to challenge this 30,000 man army. And as you can see here, we have some incredible advantages in terms of military. We dealt with that without any problems at all. Now, I will probably suffer some attrition since I'm using pretty big sieging armies. And of course, manpower-wise, we'll probably suffer a bit as well. But we gain 3,700 people a month. So sacrificing some people to attrition should be perfectly alright. Now, again here, the goal will be to get the smaller states out of it. Savoy, Cleves, has basic, get them out as soon as I can, and I'll just deal with things as we go. Russia again will be something we will be aiming to take, but we'll just have to see how well that goes. For now, I'll sit back and we'll see how this turns out. Again, I'll probably just go for a white peace with good old Ottomans, and of course the Bohemian army here, or the combined army, if you will probably be a little bit harsh to hit, but of course, once I join together 3 of my 24k armies, there shouldn't be a problem. I'll probably send this one to the north to help out as soon as we're done with Savoy. For now, again, I'll sit back, and if there's any big battles, I'll show you, or whenever I peace out someone. We'll see how it turns out. There we go, Savoy has already been put in a situation where they want a white peace, so we're going to give it to them. Just white piecing out Savoy. And funnily enough, with this, I can actually just set together, or put together an army here that can actually challenge these armies here. Of course, with a 6 shock general at the helm, I'll be moving the heir here to, turning him into general to fight. It should be perfectly alright. And again, here, as long as I just get a couple of sieges done here, I'm pretty sure that will be enough to force a peace against my enemies here. And also Norway here was soon ready to face the Danish army. They took Gelre, but again, I'm not too concerned about one of two lost sieges, even if they were possible to stop. And again, yeah, I'm a little bit unsure how I want to do with tax. Again, diplomatic, I do still have a bit of vassal I want to annex, but we will take admin tank 14 here, the treasury office and town hall. Town hall and treasury can be built, as well as another group of ideas. And here we actually stumble across, do I want exploration or do I want expansion? Now, to be perfectly honest, I think we'll take exploration and potentially just go to the two first ideas, and then we can take expansion. And after that, it should be a bit easier to use. Let's just take colonial ventures for now. Again, I will not actually start colonizing colonizing New World until we've actually converted these provinces to, well, proper culture. The nationalism will still last a bit. So that's also why we do need some diplomacy. But I'll also create some, as you see, some vassal armies, if you will, or armies to keep the colonies in Africa running. But anyways, I need to keep things going here. We have a Ottoman army, pretty substantial Ottoman army here coming in. So we'll take a battle against the Ottoman forces, and then we will. And again, I want to show you just how supreme our armies are compared to the Ottoman right now. We have a base morale of 6.4. 6.4 is a base morale here, and the Ottomans have barely 3. And also military tactics wise, we're pretty much well, stronger. So again, yeah, this is just how I would expect these battles to go. It's also going to be interesting to see how the battles in Europe go, especially considering that we should be, again, very much have the advantage here too. So hopefully we can pull something off. Siege of Slavonia is over. Not the best thing ever, but again, we're going to be winning quite a bit of battles. So just 1 or 2 battles should be enough to turn the tide in this war, and I'm pretty sure the Ottomans could possibly. No, they still don't want it. So as soon as we take the capital and just keep the Ottomans occupied for a little while, that should be enough to get a peace deal here. I'm pretty sure Cleves is also ready here to just leave. I'll just go for white peace again because again, lower amount of war basically. But for now, we'll keep on sieging. I'll keep an eye on Denmark, for instance. Funny thing is, I was about to say, they will probably be able to siege that, even though we will not be able to do anything. Now, Norway, I'm a little bit unsure if I can actually just hand both of the provinces over to Finland right away, because if so, that would be wonderful. Now I can just hand over Bohusland, so it would not work, unfortunately, and also you can see the cost. So I think I'll just have to try and do that in the main peace deal. Well, might just be that we'll just take one Norwegian province and annex Hungary. We'll have to see. But for the time being, we are looking good, and that's a little bit weird, the fact that we're actually losing a battle here. But we'll just run and hide. Apparently I was not allowed to run to Epir, so instead of just running a little bit distance, we're actually going to be running pretty far. And we wiped their entire army there, as you can see, pretty much superiority in a box here. So with that, we're just going to re-siege our land, and we're going to siege Bohemia, because as I say here, with Constantinople taken, all that we really need to do with the Ottomans now is just wait. I can use this army here to just start sieging the last remnants on the western side, which should make it a lot easier. And hopefully I'll be able to, again, force that peace with the Ottomans pretty easily. I just want a white peace, that's all. I might go for something else later on, but for now, white peace is definitely the goal. I'll also start the siege in Denmark. We have Northumberland here doing a pretty decent job, but we'll help out. Russia do have one army, but again, it doesn't actually pose any threats to us whatsoever. So for now, I'll just hang around and we'll see what we do. I'll probably also move this army here to Smogny to help with the sieges of Bohemia itself. Then we'll start with Anhalt and Denmark, Pomerania, and of course Hinterpommern here, Brandenburg. I'll probably take all 3 of these, basically the old Pomerania, if you will, and hand over to myself. For now, however, I'll just fall back and wait, and we'll see what we end up with here. So, funnily enough here, I didn't pay attention, and the Ottomans actually decided to attack one of my armies. Now, let's face it, this is just a basic 24k army. It is big, it is strong, But the fact that the Ottomans had a force of basically here over 60,000 people and attacked a force that's just a third of that and lost this amount is a little bit surprising and it's a little bit amazing. Granted, my army is now 80% cannons, but even so, they suffer some pretty devastating war exhaustion, and other than that, they might actually be pushed to the point where they're getting real close to almost giving up here. So I think we'll just pull our troops actually back. If they siege, then I can decide when I want to fight the battles myself. I also gave up the siege in Slavonia because I wanted to attack this Bohemian army. And the funny thing here is, with the damage I'm currently inflicting on it, as you can see, losing 1,000 people a turn, I should be more than capable of completely and utterly destroying that army, and potentially also the Hungarian army, and, well, a lot of other armies, just to get them out of the way. And again, it's possible. It should definitely be possible. So we'll try and challenge that army again. I'm running low on morale though, even so I'll have to see what I want to do with that. But for the time being, we'll just continue the sieges, and we'll deal with our opponents as we see fit. Now with Russia, I'm a little bit unsure, but I think I'll just take probably just 3 provinces from them, potentially 4. Probably this one, of course, this and this, as well as this one. It's just to make the borders look a little bit neater, more so than anything else. And I think, well, this type of war is perfect for doing just that. But anyways, I'll go back to sieging, and we'll see how this turns out. So the enemies here actually decided to do something a little bit awkward. Hez is not willing to give up. Fine, we'll just deal with them. But anyway, as I was saying here, the enemy here did something a little bit interesting. They actually managed to circumvent my army here, and they attacked a smaller army. But of course, we are not going to allow that to stand and destroy said army, of course. But I'll just slowly keep on sieging here. We should be able to get what we're after. Truce with the Mamluks has ended. And with that in mind, I think it's about time that we actually use these armies here now just to destroy the Mamluks and see if we can actually go for that massalization. At least that is what I was planning, but we'll have to fabricate a claim first. So we'll just place these armies here to prepare for a invasion of Mamluk land. And we'll also go ahead and probably sue for peace with the Ottomans as soon as that is done. It should not be a problem at all. The Ottomans should again be agreeing to set peace, mostly due to the fact that I have taken a fairly big chunk of land from them. So I have no concerns that they will agree to my terms as soon as we get down to business, if you will. But again, not really having any threats there. I'll just go ahead and continue the sieges, continue everything, and I'll get back to you once it gets interesting again. Ghent revolts. Our provinces in Low Countries have long felt that they are being ruled by an oppressive and foreign ruler. So basically, this is the Netherlands revolution, so to speak. I can suppress the rebels. 38 nationalist regiments rise up and revolt in Ghent. Let's face it, it shouldn't be hard to deal with, but in this case, I'll give the local concessions, which again makes it quite expensive. But it should be perfectly alright, to be perfectly honest. Even though I won't actually earn much money from this now, it's better to just keep it and not fight with the rebels right now. If I might have chosen that even if it was for the fact that it was a war, just because it's simpler. I don't have to deal with a ton of rebels, if you will. But as you can see, north in Denmark is going along pretty nicely. We should be able to finish this shortly. Unfortunately, we have a papal siege going on here, which makes it a little bit harder to take the province we're after in Anhalt. And again, here with the Ottomans, they should be done with this now. We should be able to just get that white peace, force it out of their cold dead hands, if you will. But with this, I can basically now focus all my forces on Bohemia here. And again, with that, it's straightforward, done. Shouldn't even be considered a problem now. So again, I'll just use this army here to siege the province that I want to take from Russia, and I'll send the other ones on the part to Moscow. Again, just to bring in war exhaustion to make them more, likely to accept my terms, and otherwise being annoying. We'll also go ahead and declare war on the Mamluks. Again, goal is potentially vassalization, should it be possible. And I think I can also just peace out Hesse here, so I'm going to do that. I'm also going to walk to Nuremberg, and that'll deal with Saxony. That'll start sieging the area here that I want to take personally. So with that in mind, we're doing some pretty good expansion here. Let's just get a white piece going with Hesse. Again, don't really have anything that I want. And I'll see if I can actually vassalize the Mamluks. I'm pretty sure I can, but it's the can I really? Yeah, 91%. Perfect. That means that any course that the Mamluks now hold will be conquered back. Ethiopia will be fighting, we'll be fighting Tunis, we'll be fighting Hejaz, both for, well, the Mamluk sake, but also my own. And of course, Ottomans, we're going to be taking back the Mamluk cause. The same goes with Greece, so it's going to be quite interesting. And as you can see, I'm actually spending now 5 diplomatic power on Northumberland and 5 on Styria in annexing, so it's going to be interesting that too. Of course, it will slow down once I'm done with Styria, but it's still going to take a while. So with that in mind, we'll just sit back now, and I'm going to end this episode here. We have basically used our time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.